So many people in the real estate industry are more concerned with telling people what they want to hear.
Liz Johnson believes honesty is always the best policy, even when her clients might not want to hear the truth. Liz Johnson believes they deserve that.
A foundation built on trust is of utmost importance to Liz Johnson. When it comes to your home and money, you are owed nothing less than the truth.
With over 11 years of experience and over 250 properties sold, Liz Johnson's experience speaks volumes.
To know how Liz can help you in King or Pierce County, contact her today at 253-670-0357 or by email at liz@thelizjohnsongroup.com.
Hi, this is Liz Johnson with the Liz Johnson Group at Keller Williams Realty. Feel free to give me a call at 253-670-0357, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.
You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell. Sponsored by Absolute Mortgage, a division of Pinnacle Capital Mortgage Corporation. Now, in the studio, local mortgage and finance expert, Tina Mitchell.
Welcome back to the Money Hour with your host and mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell, right here on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, February 6th show. My goal is to keep you up to date in the latest news and trends in our local economy. Keep me tuned in, and I will keep you informed. If you're hearing my show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast, but I'm here to answer any questions that you have, any suggestions you want for future topics for the show. Also, most important, to connect you with the guests that I have in studio today. Call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And in studio right now, I have Liz Johnson with the Liz Johnson Group at Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. And right now in studio, I have Liz Johnson with the Liz Johnson Group at Keller Williams Realty Puyallup. And why new construction versus resale? We're going to talk about the benefits of new construction. And Liz, first time that I've had you in studio today. I'm excited. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And a little bit about Liz's background. Liz has been in the real estate business for 11 and a half years and has sold over 250 properties. She specializes in the South King, North Pierce County areas of Puget Sound, with emphasis in Tehela, Lake Taps, Sumner, and Bonney Lake neighborhoods. Liz is certified new home ambassador, waterfront and raw land specialist, and technology leader in the industry. 80% of Liz's business is from past clients and past client referrals. She's a member of the National Association of Realtors Education Committee chairman of Agent Leadership Council, and a repeat award winner in the last several years for top associate and top sales through Keller Williams Realty. And quite a feat there, Liz, to be doing such a high amount of volume. So congratulations on that.
Well, thank you.
And Liz, so let's go ahead and start out with, why would a buyer want to use a realtor or a broker outside of working with the builder's person that's sitting on site?
Well, it's quite simple. The agent that's sitting there on site, they are there to help buyers, but essentially they work for the builder. The builder is the one paying their salary or buttering their bread, as you might say. So when push comes to shove, if there's an issue, you don't have an advocate on your side if you're using the site agent. And for instance, I just recently, last month, had a buyer of new construction. I got them credited $2,000 because the design center said, oh, we made a mistake, da-da-da. We will credit you $2,000, and my buyer was happy. And then the next day, that same person says, oh, I overspoke. I couldn't give you that. I'm sorry. And I stepped in and said, no. You don't get to do that. Yes. I don't care if you have to write a personal check. Somebody's giving my buyers $2,000, and we won. Wow. And, also that agent that sits site, I mean, their next job is dependent on that builder, whether they're going to put them on another site as well. Right. So, so they don't want to disrupt that relationship. Exactly. So they're not going to go to bat for the buyer if there is a problem. Most of the time, there's not a problem, but you just want that extra person on your side. Plus, the seller, the builder in this case, is paying our fee. Yes. So it's good point. It's like I always tell people, if you don't use your own agent, it's like going to court and letting the prosecutor represent you instead of getting your own defense attorney. Love it. Now, Liz, what would you tell my listeners about the
recommended for new construction versus resale?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, and let me start by saying new construction isn't for everybody. Some of the benefits, though, are you get homes that are built for today's lifestyles in mind that aren't, with huge closets. I mean, if you look at homes built in the turn of the century of in the 1900s, even through the 1940s, they had little tiny closets.
Yes.
And nowadays we've got these nice big walk-ins with master suites. And so you get that. You get more energy efficient homes. You get a quicker appreciation. There's been a study that when you buy a new home versus a resale home, you get a 4 to 5% jump on the appreciation over the resale.
Why? Wow. Why is that, Liz?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I wish I knew exactly, but I know where I live in Tahali, I've sold homes that people have only lived in a year, and they were still walking away with $40,000, $50,000 of equity.
Yeah, and in this market, with all the appreciation that we've seen, if you bought it pre-sale, you've got all that time before it's actually completed.
Exactly.
So there's an instant.
Yeah,
appreciation.
The most appreciation I saw so far with my resales there have been, it was 19%.
Yeah, and that's crazy. And keep in mind, I mean, when you make an offer on a new construction property that's not going to be completed for 9 months, you're not making payments until after you close.
But you're making appreciation.
But you're making the appreciation, a pretty sweet deal. So what are some other benefits, Liz, for purchasing a new construction home?
Well, you have a home with really no problems. It's under warranty. I call it a bumper-to-bumper warranty for the first year. So anything that goes out except for a light bulb burning out, the builder will fix. And then you get a 2-year warranty they call it mechanical. So if the electrical, like if you've got a breaker that keeps going, keeps tripping or something, that's covered. Or any HVAC, the heating stuff, that's covered. And then you have a 10-year structural warranty. So if the roof starts sagging or caving in or the foundation starts cracking, but even that is so rare. I've never seen anybody have to take a builder up on that 10-year part.
Wow,
because of the codes that are in today's building codes. They won't let the house be built if it's not up to an unbelievable standard of building.
Yes. So what about if a builder that you're interested in or a community that you're interested in, the builder doesn't offer features that you may want in your home?
Yes. So let's talk about me now.
Okay. You're special, Liz?
Yeah.
You have your special requirements?
Yeah. We found a house that met all of our needs.
Okay.
So it had the top 5 things we needed to have. But for instance, I hated all of their lighting packages from the basic to the top of the line. So what we decided to do is we just stuck with the basic, and since that light was really only $30, I've taken it out and put a free sign on it out front and bought something fabulous and replaced it. So it's no big deal. And even like I didn't like any of their pendant lights or ceiling fans, but we had them wired and capped. So when I find that showpiece ceiling fan that I would love to have, it's ready to go.
Got it.
But I didn't want to just put some basic, nothing special ceiling fan in my great room.
So you can, look at what you might want and just you can replace that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what about what if a buyer says, you know what, Liz, I really like the old designs and vintage style homes. Why wouldn't they want to consider going that route?
Well, they might, but that's where I do a more intensive buyer consultation as far as, what is it about that they want? Do they really want the older neighborhood and the older home? And are they fine with the closets that can fit, the little closets that are 2 feet wide by 2 feet deep?
Yeah.
Does that fit their lifestyle? If it doesn't, can we maybe get a newer house that we could make to look like it's older, higher baseboards and more crown molding or chair rail or something like that would make them feel like they're in an older home. So it really boils down to asking the right questions of the clients.
Makes sense. And what about the cost associated with new construction? Are you going to see that buyers are going to pay additional costs when they're buying new construction versus resale?
No, the only thing some builders, and that's where if you have a professional like me on your side, I can guide you as to what builders do a lot of, I guess bait and switch is the best way I can put it, where you walk into the model home and it's done to the nines because every single thing they put in there was an upgrade. And if you bought their home, that base price of, let's say, $400,000, by the time you make it look like the model, it's going to be $520,000.
Yeah.
So, but some builders are very straight across the board, which like Lennar, they have their little tagline is everything's included.
Yeah.
So what you see is what you get.
When you're working with, and that's again, we talked about at the very beginning, the first question I asked you, and why work, with a broker that's not actually on site, and really the benefit and why you would not want to work with a broker that's on site. And, there's another reason for that. Now, what about the builder nightmares that you hear? Another reason why you want to work with somebody that's not on site, so someone's fighting for you, as you said. So how involved are you in that process, Liz?
I get involved way ahead of time. Like there's certain builders that I don't recommend.
Yes.
So I'll say, I see what you're saying. What if we found a different home, a different community with a different builder? Because I've heard nothing but nightmares with this builder, and I don't think it's safe for me to be a part of this train wreck that's about to happen.
And on that note, and that's really important too, Liz, because not all brokers actually really understand new construction. So it's important that you find one that actually has a history like yourself that works with a lot of new construction, and you know the builders, you know the good ones and the bad ones, and everything that entails.
Well, and another benefit to that is that I can help them sell their other home in another location, whereas site agents have to stay on site and work for that builder.
Yes.
So I can be party to both of their transactions and have a smooth line of communication going across the board, as opposed to playing that old game of telephone.
Yes.
Well, you tell your agent, da-da-da-da-da, so...
Makes total sense. And again, the site agent, I would never work with a site agent. I would always have my own representation, but the importance of having representation outside of the builder that has experience in new construction is so key. What about the negative side? If there was some things that you could share about what is not positive about purchasing new construction?
Some people have, it depends on the neighborhood. Some new home communities will start with, the homeowner fees are just, $40 a month. And then they realize, that doesn't work. So, guess what? Now they're $70 a month and things like that. Or if you have a good lender like yourself, they would estimate the taxes higher.
1.2%.
Yep. A few people I've ran into, their mortgage payment was based on the taxes based on the vacant land.
Yeah.
And then once the tax man
figured out... And they don't even know that.
Right. And then the tax man figured out there's a house there, a big, beautiful one. And, their mortgage payment went up $350 a month.
Yes, exactly.
And that doesn't work for everybody.
No.
So there's some of that. And then some people just don't like some new home communities. They call them cookie cutter, or they don't like the lack of mature landscaping yet. And it just depends.
Yeah. So Liz, what if someone goes in and they venture into new construction and they think this is the right thing, they close a year or so down the road, they feel that they made a mistake?
Well, they can sell it and make a profit.
There you go, because we talked,
and I can help them.
We talked earlier about, so if you can get into new construction, the newer you can get into the new construction before the construction is completed is awesome, especially in this market right now that we're dealing with all of our appreciation.
Right.
Follow-up question on the warranty, and we talked a little bit about that, but can you talk about the warranties for new construction?
Yeah. So what I usually do, instead of having a home inspection, because you have a walkthrough right before you close to make sure everything's tight and as it should be. I always recommend that my buyers schedule a 1-year home inspection, really 11th-month home inspection. So let's say they closed on the home in April. I schedule for them to have a home inspection in March and have that guy go in the crawl space in the attic and check all the outlets and whatever. And then they'll make their report. And then when the warranty people come through at the 1-year mark, they can go, fix all this stuff too, and it's handled.
Yes, it makes total sense. Liz, thank you so much for visiting me in studio.
Sure.
I really appreciate it, and your expertise in the real estate market, I'm sure my listeners could really benefit as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Coming up next on the Money Hour, are you a buyer in today's real estate environment? If you are, it takes an out-of-the-box real estate broker to help you win. Justin Richards and Elisa Skoglund and Bob Bolak, right here on 1150 AM KKNW after the short break.